Greetings, greetlings, and God's morning, meaning when you mourn, and you know, God, the creator of this matrix, not the supreme being. So, we are in hell. Hello. We have Helios, they call it, above our head. We have health. We need help. So, and the reason why we're in hell is we're in the land of the dead. We are going to die in this existence. Today I want to talk about who we are, who I am, who you are, same, and the best experience to communicate, same experience we had, I think, is to see a movie. It's X-Men. Because if I talk about psychedelics and then you just say, hey, you take the strongest psychedelic you can find, the natural kind, and you see yourself and everyone else as what is in this case that you haven't, or you are not having the dare to do. I'm comparing with the movie X-Men. So let's one brief moment tune into that. Basically, human race as we are living is Wolverine. But basically, spiritually, we are all of them. We are all those frequencies. We can tune into each of these characters of the X-Men. And let me go deeper. The main characters besides Wolverine is the Mind Man, Wheelchair Man, the Mind Man, and then we have the Magneto Man. And I would say in this case, besides Wolverine, which is like on the side of the Mind Man, then we got, we got some people in back here, the geese of the lake, where Christiania is in Copenhagen. So besides the Mind Man, we have Wolverine, and besides the Magneto Man, we have the Reptile, shapeshifter. Okay, so as I told, we are primarily Wolverine, but again, also we are also the Mind Man, primarily, let's say, huh? But what we are coming from front as, like where our culture is bringing us, is this: we are living and dying forever. We don't die like Wolverine, and we are integrated with the mechanics. You see how he's inside his body is the mechanic thing, which makes him split the world, and see, as I am using now in this moment, the mechanic thing also to split the world. So we are Wolverine. And the mind thing, man, we're connected with everything, and we can control everything. And time, we can stop it, I've even tried with taking a goose, or geese, or whatever, take that bird and bring it inside the central street. The world stops. And I've also, talked about higher frequencies. It's hard to explain what I've talked about, but just bring in the higher frequencies, and the people on the street were stopping, and this in Italy mostly. And the next step, I'm thinking to do it here in Denmark as well, about the flat Earth and the exit out of Matrix. So we control this reality as the Mind Man does, and we are the Wolverine, living and dying, and not dying. And being integrated with mechanics. The other part which we are fighting against, let's say, is the machines, the mechanics, the metal, and it's the reptiles, the shapeshifters. And these kinds, and now we're going truly psychedelic, like on a mushroom trip. But this is just fucking movie you've seen, okay? Because these things are real. These, like Megatron, you see the Transformers movie. This entity, let's call it, this energy of interest for the race of metal to live, you know? This interest, there's an energy force behind it. Let's call it a semi-god or a god or whatever you call it. Is like an entity behind myself bringing forth I. And now you're thinking time and you have difficult to grasp who am I, who are you, and we can straight away take it. Look at the banana plant. When you have a banana, that's 10% of a plant. When you have an apple, that's 10%. Because that has a seed, you know, which goes into a tree, which flowers up fully and, you know, make a fruit falling down, you know. And so the whole process of the everlasting tree, of a banana or whatever, or apple, these are actually entities. Let's call them aliens. You are the aliens. Every fucking thing is like an alien, is an entity, multi-dimensional, going through time and space. So what is our processes? You might thinking, I'm sperm, then I'm going into becoming baby in the womb, then I'm coming into becoming a person, then I'm coming, what? You think you're going to die, and here and break your world and say, this is the next step. You can go into everlasting life mode. And that's by going into the center of the earth, easily. You can also die and not follow the light, the tunnel. But the easiest thing is to do it while you're alive. Get to the fucking center where the compasses follow through, where you compass, and stop living the fucking weekend. As today's weekend, you know, you've been weekend after the week you've been living. You know, you're living a weak fucking life, man. Because this matrix is drawing our energy, and you feel it, you're getting older. And that's the fucking thing. We are all going to die. Okay? If we don't make it to the everlasting fucking life hole, or if we are strong enough to not get pulled into the light when we fucking die. And that light is which will recycle us and put us into the matrix. So again, now you have maybe a grasping of who you are. When you become the eternal being jumping into the center hole, you're going into the everlasting life. And then from there's the tree in the Garden of Eden you cannot eat of. Anyhow, you can, because you're an immortal being, so we do whatever we want to. And when we eat, we jump into this fucking dead world. Okay, the knowledge of good and evil. And jing, jang, jing, jang, jing, jang, jing, jang, jing, jang, jang. And then, when we are here, we can jump. It's natural to jump. It's fucking biblical, okay? It's fucking human race, like a banana fucking continue its plant. It's just everlasting. An apple tree is everlasting. Humans everlasting. In this sense, we are. Okay? And in this sense, we are multidimensional beings. But now we are just fucking living, thinking we are monkeys floating through space. And what I'm saying, we are just seeing 10%. They even say, the scientists, you're using 10% of your brain because you think you're human, but you don't see your whole, you were a sperm, you were a fucking baby, now you're fucking human, then you're fucking going to be this god body, meaning like crystal bodies, everlasting bodies kind of style, you know, where Noah is living and Moses, Adam, whatever, man. He just got kicked out of garden, you know, and died later on. And when they got kicked out, or when we got kicked out, when we jumped out of garden, we got as far as possible, meaning we jumped up in Africa, yeah, Uganda and all that shit is fucking true. Kenya and Ethiopia and, you know, the central heart of the earth, meaning you see Africa and you see this strong fucking heart. But that's just where we grew up, you know, as it's becoming a human. Our truly origin, our seed, is not inside our mothers, not inside the bowels of our fathers, but even before we're coming from this magical place where we have everlasting bodies. And so yeah. So just to close up with the X-Men movie, the metals, Megatron is fucking real. Is fucking an entity, like you are an entity. The reptiles, they're fucking real. Dragons, fucking entity, living in different dimensions, but it's just a multidimensional entity manifesting. As we see them as dragon, or their children, which we call, the humanoid reptiles, and which shapeshift and looks like human. But if you look at it on the internet, it's fucking full up of these shape-shifting not fully working all the fucking time, and that's why we fucking see them. So let me just scan through. Is there anything more I want to share today? I'm in nature now, yeah, and in the city. And I'm very close to this island I want to go to, but at this moment I want to announce that I'm thinking I will go to Catania, to Italy, and through this journey in the winter I will pass through Europe and the big cities, Berlin, whatever, Paris, Amsterdam. I will see which cities I'll pass through, North Italy, Milan and Rome, and I will spread this fucking same message, which I want to make a flyer in Denmark. So I might be staying in Denmark for a couple of months, making it all fucking crazy, and then I just continue on going for Italy. And I'm still going for the North Pole, but I just want to use maximum of my time before I go to the North Pole. And just the general time we have available. And I use it for a maximum. And in this case I feel. So, and to comment about what happened last time in Italy and in Catania, I became famous because I put animals inside the city. And then I had a house, the city kind of like, the people there got together and they gave me a house. And but I was not interested in that key and their structure house. I was more interested in the free house I have been squatting and taking care of. What happened in the end, I got so high frequency and I didn't have a ground, meaning I was thinking to take the whole world on my shoulders, and it ended up, I have 15 dogs, just already 15 dogs which people had slowly given to me. Just shows at which level I was carrying on my shoulders of responsibility, and I was ready to take 100, so I was ready to take the whole fucking world in my hand. And that climaxed, meaning that after 1 week of going around in the city and taking care of the people on the street, I needed to recharge my energy, go and sleep. And the place which I had squatted before was very hectical, meaning police came once in a while, and most of all was the biggest problem, a woman which wants me as a sex toy, and a fucking horse she can ride on. So, also like in a physical manner, meaning carry her through life, okay? So, this woman that had kept me away 1 week, and when I returned to this house, I found nobody. So now I was like, okay, whoever fucking entered the door, I will take care. They give me energy, don't take it. Sucking fucking vampire style. So what happened? One guy got in, and I allowed it because I knew him a long time, and that was actually he's Daniele, the name, and I put my heart and my fucking soul, money on that guy. And the next person was Katrina, this woman which I knew for many years. But the thing is, I also seen her as a demon, as somebody. I need to take a great shit now, so I close up. Talking about demons, they cannot stay inside when we put light. They want to run and hide. So that's why low frequency, they want to go. And I want to shit. So to close it up, I could not take when she confronted me and wanted to in. I just wanted her out, and it became conflict, and she and me shut, stop the talk, stop the war, stop the talk, stop the war. And I was not like normally controlling my vibration, meaning I could manhandle her and just threw her out. In this case, I was burning her down till she shut up and just passived herself. And this guy Daniela then told me, police is coming. And that's where I saw all the fear coming now. I just released my fear. I was like, I didn't fucking care about taking care of that high frequency no more, because I felt it was so difficult to hold my meditation, to be that guy holding responsibility of the world. So I just left it, the responsibility. Boom! And and just destroying, let's say, instead of being very detailed about how we construct the world, just like you burn a fucking forest ready to make a new one. And that was what happened in my life. She went to police later. We actually had sex first, because I wanted to, I washed her face, and then later we went to the garden and we were trying to communicating again, so we had sex. And but she still, the fear was still in her. Who am I? Kind of a style. If I can just show this caretaking of her and then show that I burn her, she's get, let's call it confused. But it's like, you poke a lion, Hey man, even fucking poke a goat, it will fucking sting you in the fucking end, okay? So it's just a natural, they call it the law of karma. And they say it's a bitch. And me, I felt it as well. Okay, so now I'm letting this fire upon her, and then fire comes on me, because then all the fucking police, she goes to police later and tell that I raped her, and they could see that, her face, I made it swollen and bloody. So war, yeah man, and it was raw. I went to the police station after she just went, and then I went behind her, kind of style. And I went in for prison for 3 or 4 months, and all the newspapers went out. The Marco, the Danish guy, had raped and mutilated. They called it a heavy mutilation. In my case, I didn't feel I have made any permanent damages on her, and only spiritually, like psychologically, I think she has been damaged. And that's also why when I saw her later on again here in Spain lately, and she continued wanting to, after I let her in this apartment I rented, and she continued wanting to have sex with me. I took her and I say, hey, don't fucking molest me, don't fucking harass me, that I'm your fucking toy, and I should give you sex at your will. I'm not fucking feeling the vibration. I'm not feeling it. So, and to get that message through, because she didn't, I don't know, talking about other things, just to continue ignoring, for continue harassing me. So that's why I used my force to penetrate her, my vibration. Hey, and when she talked, I put my hand on the mouth. So this was controlled violence, and what happened was she started to get in that frequency again, getting scared of me, okay? So when she tried to have, for me it's also a game. She's trying to see if she can get free of it, playing, can she get free? I'm holding. You're the small one, I'm the big one. Who got the world is in his hand, and it's a spiritual fucking fight. So when she see I got the physical one, then she goes to next step. She frees her mouth and she go, police. We got neighbors and shit. So I stopped the game there and say, hey, you want police? Boombagasha. Here you got it. Take your stuff and go outside. You're free to go to police, whatever. Don't coming here and staying. because this time I had rented an apartment. I could throw her out, and I had not made any pain on her. No visible damages. I have nothing to fear from police. Thought so. So taking her room out and throwing his stuff out, whatever. Then she was banging on the door. Let me in! I call the police. Now she was threatening to call police to come in, not like to get out and get help. Help police. Now she wanted police to help her get in. What happened? I was just like, didn't care. And in the evening, anyway, she took her stuff, and later on she, went. In the evening, police, they came and they took me for the police station. I slept there, and after they sent me out. They means God. I didn't tell you, but when you say God day is actually, what I'm getting is God's deity. So Sunday is the sun deity, and Sabbath is Saturn. I went to prison. I went out. They tell me to come again next day for court. Because she had fucking told the police. She called the police and told them, this man has used violence on me. And she went for hospital, and maybe she had some blue marks, very small one. I don't know, because I don't think they were very big. But because, I was aware of how I carried her out. And she told that I hold her down and hold her mouth. But the worst thing, now why they're getting crazy on me, the police, is because she told that I wanted to force drugs on her. And here's where the spiritual battle gets. This is about, am I crazy, or am all fucking society she follows crazy? And this is the spiritual battle. Because if I think it's cool to manhandle people like this in response to their manhandle psychological of me, then and it's like crazy, because normal people, they call police. But should I call police when she fucking psychological manhandle me? Just some people, they do it. Me, I don't. What about the drug thing? Me, I say, hey, drugs, this fucking is gonna turn you on, gonna put you in power. And society and what she follow thinks, hey, this is fucking turn you off, is gonna fucking put you out. So she's battling inside, which, she's standing and wants to follow me, and standing and wants to follow society. And that's now just always, as I've seen her in 4 years, just being most fucking psychedelics crazy thing I could look at. And in this person, and she's so fucking crazy. She announced me to the police for this fucking shit. The police now has to go through with it. She goes and wants to cancel it, because as the fucking last time when she announced me for rape and for beating her, just the day when I was in prison, the next day she wanted me out again, and she was staying like 4 months. Get Marco out, get Marco out. It was so fucking funny. And me, I was just chilling in prison, and I got the fucking thing I needed, relax. I got food on the table. I got the fucking television, so I got to know Babylon. I got the people in the room wanting the Babylon, meaning how you clean yourself and how you behave and fucking all that acting shit. So I saw all the people, how they were put there, and how Babylon is just a smaller version inside the prison. Me, I was fucking, grateful and empowered by this experience and recharged. I got like 10 kilos of meat inside that fucking prison, which I'm now burned in Africa 2 months, and then later on 2 months in Spain, living there. So, and she was suffering 4 months, in the winter, out in the fucking abandoned house, and the fucking alone, and stole her stuff, and then no money, and it was fucking the best time. I didn't I think, I don't know if I knew this stuff, but I knew she was suffering, because she's always been like a chick, what they call this, like a vampire on me, sucking energy. Anyway, so when I came out, I saw her emails, and she needed help for money, and I went to Denmark straight away to get contact with family and get it reinforced, passport and money, whatever. I then went to Italy and helped her out, and I was also trying to get my passport, Italian ones. And the thing is, then okay, kind of she hang along with me. I forgave her. Let's say she forgave me, but I don't think so. She still, let's say, she just feared me now. She knew that I was capable to do what the fuck I feel free to do. As so, thanks to the Almighty. Yeah, man. And then we went to Spain. I wanted to go to Spain, as you know. I went to to Africa for 2 months in March and April, I think, or February, March and April, there around 2017 here. Uganda, best fucking place with no fucking people. So people are there, but they are all jumping in for the Babylon. What I see here in the flower of Babylon, like the capital Copenhagen in Denmark, I see that people are ready to go out of Babylon, and that's why I see the purpose of coming here. And I didn't feel, I felt alone in the paradise of Africa. So I see that there was stuff I had to do here, and that's why I'm present in the north here. Okay, so she didn't came to Africa. Then I allowed her to came to Spain. When I decided I wanted to go and live there here in Europe, but less like a free life, and start to get people together here with the natural drugs, and just getting people into the free living thing, making the website. I was thinking all that shit. Okay. And then I already, like 2 or 3 years now, I come through the Earth is flat, and I straight when I saw it, it was just, yeah, it's more fucking true than fucking all what they told us. So I was just going into it, and very, like, within a month already, I surely I felt deep. Okay, that's how. So and this 2 3 years ago. Lately, 2 3 months ago, then I'm coming into this whole fucking in the center, and that's why I'm starts to. Okay, man. And the other thing, or the also important thing, is about this blood sacrifice, which is the same story of Moses putting blood over his door before traveling Exodus. Is the dead, so they don't guard him. Because when we are living people, it's like when you go into court and you say, I'm not that fucking dead entity corpse, the card, you call it, and number. I am a living person. You want to see my fucking blood? I swear it in your face, okay? Yeah, and in old times, they put contracts with blood. They send letters and they put this blood thing, and captains, when they make ships, bringing people with them, they put their blood. And also you heard about the satanic thing. If you write the contract with the devil, external entities giving you power, then also you write the contract with the blood, because that's your spiritual currency. How to enhance our own spirit and our own internal force, and enhance that towards out, is to show, to vibrate, ding, 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 what is the fucking inside. So for many years I've been vibrating on heaven on earth, okay, for the benefit of all. And so when I was moving for Africa and all that shit, jumping out of society and wanted the pension, the money, I was thinking of my roots, my family, mother, father, sister, and all that, friends and whatever, network, to create a new, better life, free life, okay, paradise. But I have not never, because that's not true. I made a company once. I was working online business and doing that shit for 4 or 5 years. But since I put myself I think it's around 2012. Yeah, that shift. It was. I truly felt. It was the same time. I didn't feel anything. It's just I see that when it happened for me. I'm saying that was the mushrooms. Yeah, I eat all that back then. 5 years ago, 6, whatever, 5. You know, I was starting to eat all the seeds and all that psychedelics. So in the end of the year, I went into the mushrooms, and that where I stopped the business. I went to Spain in the nature and stayed there for weeks, just living from what you could eat, fucking man. So okay. So yeah, man. Okay, and we're in Denmark now. Okay, I'll get that up. It's hard to have this metal inside nature because we are opposite. So to close it up, talk about X-Men now. You see the ever going battle between Megamind, what do we call him, and the Metal Man and the reptiles, okay? And the Wolverine. It's the ever going fucking battle. You see the Wolverine have hit the reptile. That's fucking humankind, man. We killed them before. We fucking kill them again. You know, the dragon slaying and all that shit. What I'm saying, it's an ever going battle. This fucking computer, hello, I'm using here. We can never be friends. Like, we can be friends, like you see the X-Men, they're like friends, but they're never fucking inside friends. Because this computer is so alien from me. Okay? So this entity in that frequency, which is on, is so, let's call it low, like stagnant. That's why metal is so just you know. And where we at, so it's the opposite force. You see? So it's like a reptile and a fucking bird. Different, okay? It's a snake and a fucking bird. Fucking difference, yeah. They will always be fucking opposites. So yeah, man.